Grand Theft Auto. Everyone owns a GTA, and if you think you don't, check your kitchen cabinet, you might find San Andreas in there. Grand Theft Auto is one of the most successful video game franchises in history. So many people have played this series.
Except for me.
Yeah, I've never hopped on the hype train for GTA, as the closest I ever came to owning Grand Theft Auto was Simpsons Hit and Run and Bully. Well, it's time for me to change that and finally play Grand Theft Auto 5 for myself. Now, this isn't my first time playing Grand Theft Auto 5, I've played it multiple times at friends' houses because, again, everyone owns this game, look under your bed if you think you don't. And when we play, we usually do one of two things. A is cause mass destruction and pure mayhem, or B, actually wait, no, never mind, we only did the one thing. Plot summary. Okay, this is gonna take a while. The game starts with us in the middle of a bank robbery in North Yankton, and we play as Michael, who's trying to pull off this heist with partners Trevor and Brad. Things go bad as a sniper kills Brad, Michael is immobilized, and Trevor disappears into the unknown. It is many years later, and Michael is living the retired life in the city of Los Santos with his wife and kids as part of some witness protection program. We then meet Franklin, and with our friend Lamar, we are in the repoing business, which Franklin isn't too keen on doing for the rest of his life. One fateful day when Franklin is repoing the wrong car, a car that belongs to Michael's son, Michael has Franklin crash the car into the car salesman. Franklin then comes to Michael for advice and hopes to move up in the criminal world. While Michael is hesitant at first, the two eventually bond when Franklin helps Michael save his son from being kidnapped by the people who he was trying to sell Michael's yacht to. You know, everyday stuff. Now one day, Michael comes home to find his wife sleeping with their tennis coach. I would feel bad about this, but I did have Michael go home with a stripper once, so my morale is compromised. Anyway, in his anger, he and Franklin follow the coach back to his house and destroy it, but oh wait, it wasn't his house, but instead it belonged to a gang lord, and now Michael has to pay off this new debt he's acquired, and that means he needs to get back into the game. From there, we organize a robbery of a jeweler's store and must gather the needed equipment and vehicles before we pull off the job and escape. Now, I'm going to stop right here and say I really like the story mode. Not only is it the characters on their adventures together, but it's also their own personal journeys that is also pretty captivating. Franklin is someone who really wants to move up in the world, but is constantly struggling with that concern that Lamar continuously gets him involved in messes that just aren't worth it. Michael is a family man who is struggling to get along with his family as any attempt he makes to do what's right for his wife or kids goes extremely underappreciated and blows up in his face. See, up to this point the story already won my Swedish fish of approval, but then the game throws a bass towards you in the form of Trevor. So after escaping North Yankton, Trevor is out living in Sandy Shores, a desert filled with meth heads, inbred hillbillies, and bikers, where he's trying to establish a monopoly over the arms deals and drug distributions of San Andreas by murdering anyone who stands in his way. Now Trevor's character is taking all the words you use to describe someone who's insane, mix it all in a blender, and use that blender to crack someone over the skull with it. Now the jewel job from earlier makes the news, and Trevor catches whiff of it and knows that it's Michael, and hearing that his old partner in crime and former best friend are still alive, he takes the long trip to Los Santos and reunites with Michael in a very tense reunion which gets interrupted when both of them have to go save Michael's daughter from being humiliated on national TV. But now that the gang's all here, the trio start working together, pulling off heists and eventually taking on a corrupt government organization.
Well, the government, some of it is pretty corrupt.
Now, I really like the plot of GTA 5, and a lot of that has to do with its characters. Their interactions are always hilarious, and the relationship between the trio are also a strength to the story. You got the mentor-protege dynamic between Michael and Franklin, the love-hate relationship between Michael and Trevor, and the unlikely culture-clashing duo of Trevor and Franklin.
Oh, my N-word, huh?
But the main cast isn't all that the game offers. Los Santos is filled with these insane side characters that give odd jobs and side missions for you to complete. They are referred to as strangers and freaks. Some noticeable examples are the middle-aged woman that Michael foot races with, there's this photographer that Franklin helps snag career-derailing photographs of celebrities, and Trevor finds himself gathering celebrity possessions for this elderly couple. Now, when we aren't towing cars for our friend Tanya, the big thing about this game is the heists. It's a crime simulator, and when we get word about a job, it becomes about gathering any needed supplies, planning out the details, executing the plan, hatching our getaway, and destroying all evidence. Now, pulling off these jobs is a coordinated effort, as you have to switch between the characters to succeed and get their payday. A big strength to switching between the characters is that they all have their own special abilities. Michael slows down time to get free bullet time, Franklin slows down time while driving, allowing for sharper turns and better maneuverability, and Trevor has some sort of berserker mode and becomes a killing machine. Now, to get around the giant city of Los Santos is through driving. You can either use a character's personal car or steal any car you like. Gosh, I hope I didn't give anything away. Now, the driving in the game, it's okay. A lot of time the driving is manageable, but at times it can be very slippery. Not as bad as, say, Need for Speed, but enough to make me miss Mario Kart. It does get frustrating when you're part of a high-speed chase and the cars tend to spin out and crash into everything. I guess this is a more person-to-person thing, as some people can actually manage with the driving, so I won't argue that too much. What I will argue, however, is having to drive in Sandy Shores. It's a desert, and it's the most uninteresting place to drive around in, made worse by how spread apart everything is. I always give an audible sigh whenever I see missions in Sandy Shores because I know I'm going to be in for one hell of a drive considering there is no fast travel. Oh, but driving in the desert isn't worse than flying in this game. So not only is the flying in GTA 5 hard to control, but it can be extremely boring. The only time I actively wanted to stop playing Grand Theft Auto 5 was when I had to fly the chopper across a long distance only to f*** up the landing and then the game sent me back to do it all over again. Now the gun controls in the game are really simple and easy to use. There's an auto lock feature which makes things a lot easier considering that the cursor is so small I can hardly see the thing. But even without the aim assist, the gunfight in this game is fluid and easy to play. I like it. Now Grand Theft Auto 5 is massive with not only the size of the map but the sheer number of side activities to engage in. You can go watch the movies, play darts, go golfing, engage in street races, and the common go-tos to start mowing down and shooting up civilians and then taking on the police. Gosh, GTA 5 has accumulated a ton of controversies in its existence considering the whole violence you're able to pull off the crimes the game as you commit the sex with prostitutes and, well, Trevor. But this wouldn't be a GTA game without controversy, it's embedded into the franchise's DNA. I remember when I was in the 3rd grade some big ooh-ah was going on about GTA and my teacher went on in front of the class and started saying that the Grand Theft Auto games are bad and only bad people play them. Now me, a 3rd grader and impressionable, got spooked by this and made me appreciate my GameCube a whole lot more as the most controversial game I played on this thing was Mario Golf. I remember the next day the kid that sat next to me brought his copy of GTA 3 to school and after the lecture from the day previous I proceeded like he brought a gun to school. I told the teacher and the game was confiscated. Yeah, I know, just label me already. But don't worry, the kid's parents came to school afterward, picked up the kid and the game, and couldn't give less of a shit. Where was I? Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. Listen, this game has been out for 8 years now, and everyone knows how good this game is. It's fun gameplay with an almost overabundance of things to do for a while, an engaging story with really likable characters even though they are all shit people, a pretty killer soundtrack which isn't important but it's worth mentioning, and overall just a game that doesn't take itself too seriously and can have just as much as fun as you can. There aren't many complaints I have about it, and the ones that I do have are overshadowed by all the good the game has to offer. The loading time at the start of the game is a bit egregious, but considering that you don't deal with any other loading times throughout the game makes it a worthy investment. Sure, people these days roll their eyes at GTA 5, but it doesn't have anything to do with the game itself. It's the fact that back in the day we got 5 GTA games in 9 years to GTA 5 being around for 3 generations. This game's been played to death. People want GTA 6 already, and in all honesty, I get why it's taking so long to make it. I personally hate to be working on a project that's supposed to be the follow-up to this game. GTA 5 is probably one of the greatest video games ever made, and last I checked, I think it's currently the 2nd highest selling game of all time, sitting behind Minecraft at 145 million copies. Which is crazy. That means more people own this game than there are people living in Russia. This game is everywhere, and if you don't believe me, then just go ahead and check your pasta.